slipped away. One street over where my memories exist. I wonder what would change. I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Time gone by, I've traded black blood into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, let's just interrupt you guys. Come on. This is 1100 WSG. I'm Eternal LaVer, and this is One Street Over. Good morning. Welcome to it. Thursday. Yeah, we're here. I had to drive. I was telling my friends, Laci Beu's in the house, Carolyn Head's in the house, Willow Oak is in the house, and we are so excited to see you, and we're all talking about being morning people or not. And what's the hardest thing is when you have to be a morning person, and God makes me be a morning person. He has my entire life, and I'm not. And so, that's something when I get home, I'm going to be like, so what's that about? I like the late night, and you've been making me get up for my career my entire life. So, but I had a class in Murfreesboro last night for my teaching certificate, the Teach Now program in Rutherford County. Love those people down there, but I don't like driving to Murfreesboro. I'm tired. Laci, speak.
Yes.
Hi, say hi.
Good morning.
Jump
Good morning.
in.
Good morning.
Jump in, y'all. Carolyn, say hello.
Good morning.
Hold that microphone right to you, Carolyn. So I just, when I get this tired, I get giddy. It's like,
That was the first thing Nate said. What are you so chipper for this morning?
it's like you gotta be. We're going on radio,
Right? I
Come on.
Gotta get my
Trying to
gotta
Morning
get going.
radio.
Wake up.
Morning radio. So anyway, hi y'all. I came in and on the news desk on the radio desk there's an avocado, and I'm like, okay, who knows that I'm an avocado freak? I eat avocados every day, and I'm like, somebody left me an avocado, but that's really cool. Thank you, whoever left me my little avocado.
So thoughtful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway. What's up, y'all? I messaged you last night. I'm like, did you remember that you're on the schedule this morning? And you were like,
You see how
late
did I respond last night or this morning?
this morning. Yeah.
See how reliable I am.
Reminded her yesterday, though.
Well, and I may have messaged you this. I can't remember when I messaged you. I truly can't. I'm like,
It was last night at 9:13.
was it? Okay,
Yes,
I'm
I
sorry.
saw it this morning.
Okay, I'm sorry when I message people late at night, but
I told you I was in the shop playing.
yeah, you were like doing the bonfire thing and all
Yep, I was
that.
burning stuff. I love it. Keep
Isn't it fun?
Keep the fire away from me. Check this out.
Look at what we
Check it out.
have. What is all? I mean, this is just beautiful. This is your January through May. I mean, we need to put these out at school. I'm across the hall from the art teacher, and so I'm always bringing. I'm like Willow Oak, and she's like, "Thank you."
Yes.
Because the kids need to see this stuff, all these wonderful classes. We were talking about y'all yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
And we were talking about you on the radio because what happened, the Veterans Service Office, they are going to start this therapeutic art class. And what's going to happen, it's going to be an opportunity for veterans to come in and do art up at the Legion, American Legion Hall. And I think it starts maybe next week. and there's a veteran leading it. And we were talking, I said, well, what medium? Because they said it's an art class. I said, that could be anything.
Right?
I said, are we talking canvas and paint, or are we talking, what? Because I mean, here's the arts. You can, if you can see all this, you see all these little, what we would call them thumbnail prints, or the little images that give you kind of a little snippet of what's offered. The arts are so many things, right?
That's part of our outreach program. So let's definitely make that connection, because we can send qualified art instructors to them, and then they can just try something different each time they do it.
Oh, that's cool. But we'll need the Veteran Service Office, they're over there in the county building.
Okay.
And so, just reach out to Scott
definitely will.
and to Abigail and to Gwen.
Yeah.
But they're you can call them anytime, but I can't recall the number right off the top of my head. But
We should make that connection. We do that Quilts of Valor every year, where they come in from that organization and make quilts, the quilt tops. Oh,
Been doing that for years.
years.
I love that. I love the
That's a
Quilts of Valor.
photographer's dream too, watching them quilt the veterans and taking those handmade quilts. I
bet.
know.
I know. The veterans just they get me. We got Vietnam Veterans Day coming up. 29th of March. Put it on your calendar. Be there.
That's right.
It's one of those videos. If you ever need a good cry, just watch them come home. I know. I'm such a sap.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
It's
let's
just
not
beautiful. Okay, what are we
we
going to
go.
talk about? Let's go. Why'd you bring Carolyn?
Miss Carolyn.
Let her get up. Now, you
So,
have to get right
I'm
on the
gonna-
microphone.
I'm a board member, and I'm a long-time volunteer.
There you go.
I'm a willow oak enthusiast.
And a
love
force to be reckoned with.
Uh-oh.
Force to be reckoned
How
with.
funny. You sing too, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I remember being at something and you sing, and you have a lovely voice.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Actually, that's how I started out with willow oak. A friend of mine said, you need to come join the chorale. I think you'd love it. And
Yeah.
so 10 years last
That's
last
wonderful.
month, I started singing with a chorale, and then I became involved as a volunteer. And after that, about 2 or 3 years after that, I was asked if I would serve on the board.
Okay.
And I served on the board a couple years as a board member, and then I was elected vice president, and then I served as president for 3 years, I think, and now I'm treasurer.
I love it.
So I'm an enthusiast.
There you go. I love it. Well, I had, as soon as I started recalling one of the dinners, one of the galas, I was like, oh, I remember you.
Last year, I was
So,
president last
Very
year.
good.
Spoke.
Very good. It's always a wonderful. When is the gala? Do y'all have a
April
date?
20th.
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
We just finished our invitations, so they'll be going in the mail. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be masquerade.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
It's a masquerade.
Masquerade.
So it'll
So
be-
everybody's got to put a mask on.
yes. Yes.
That'd be fun. Lee Marie will be all over that. She loves to dress up.
I love dressing.
do.
See, I'm not a dress up person, but I mean, but that doesn't mean I can't be. But I'm not I'm not usually one to put on. I'm so big. I don't need to draw. I don't need to do that.
You
'Cause
could be
people
the
are like,
Phantom of the Opera. You need to go all out.
I just one of these days, my husband and I were going to dress up like some, something from Greek mythology or something, because
Right.
something, because we're so big and we're just like
Tall.
tall. We're tall folk.
I know. It's like a totally
So-
different world up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm
love
short
it.
folk.
Well, and I get around my students, and they'll start. It's so funny because they'll be like, "Well, I'm this tall," and I'll listen to them. They'll get in a little cluster, and then I'll just walk by them and they'll go, "Go away, Miss Vivio," because I'll be several inches taller than them. I'll just be like,
But you made some tall boys too, didn't you?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
tall
yeah.
family.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all big folk.
In the
Yeah.
head family, the women are short and the men are tall.
Isn't that interesting? Okay, well, see, we've got little girls now that have married into our family. And so now we've got Vivios that are coming along that are just average height, And everybody's like, that's a Vivio? I'm like, I know.
Right?
But anyway, so we digress. Where can we get this little
You
brochure?
can pick them up at Willow Oak Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Okay.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It is really
We
beautiful.
got a really awesome on-staff graphic designer.
Really
She's
do.
wonderful.
Yeah, her name is Laci.
She's humble too. She's humble too.
I was thinking, I was like, well, I think you're doing this, aren't you, Lacey?
There's a lot of information to make look organized and not overwhelming. So there's 62 classes in this.
Wow.
2 free
a
festivals,
little bit of everything.
music and theater.
I took one myself a couple weeks ago.
What'd you take?
Leather.
Right on that microphone for me.
Leather working.
Oh, fun.
I've
I did
taken
that as a
soap
kid.
making and leather working and several different painting courses and so
Okay.
forth. So
What kind of stuff did you make with leather?
I made a bracelet,
Okay.
a cuff bracelet.
Okay. Very cool.
They're about to make another one, braiding leather.
Oh,
braiding
fun.
leather.
That's
Yes.
fun. Yeah.
Yes.
And
There's
so-
so much fun stuff.
Well, I mean-
Watercolor, macrame. We're really pushing, workshops because it's always, you're queen of this. I ain't got enough time. Can't take care of myself. So we've got workshops going. That way it's a 1 day commitment and then you might try something new and just be hooked. Or be like me and try macrame and realize that you're not good at everything.
And then we
You're so
have
funny. Really?
somebody-
classes that are for writers or
See, writing's my passion.
Yeah,
I have some things I need to get to the page, and it's just that's my fire right now. I gotta sit down and write, and I've got to learn about self-publishing because I had one book that was published with Thomas Nelson not Thomas Nelson. Oh yeah, right. 21st Century Christian. Yeah, right. Thomas Nelson. I'm so sorry. There was
She's name dropping.
well, no, I would love to be a Thomas Nelson.
She's in marketing right now.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
But 21st Century Christian published a book for me, and so I got kind of spoiled to let them, But it's so much better if you do it yourself because you control it. Because that's something
we
people
actually have a class for that.
We do self-publishing.
People all talk about. Oh, I want to be published. Well, but then they own your book, and you can't do anything with it without their permission.
Right.
And that's something. On the hindsight, I really wish I had self-published everything.
Right.
Because I mean, and they're fine and we do good, but they haven't really promoted it like I would like. But for me to even do an audiobook, I need their permission.
Mm-hmm.
And
Didn't we learn
that's
anything from
something
Taylor?
that-
Right?
but seriously, that's
Yes.
something people don't realize. And with self-publishing being so easy now, I just haven't sat down and taken the time to learn it. I've seen some beautiful things people have self-published. Danita Brown. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all know Danita Brown. She's the mama she's my sister, the bluegrass band.
Okay.
Amelia and Reagan.
Right.
Okay.
Brown.
Mhm.
She has self-published some beautiful stuff. I mean, beautiful stuff, and just knocks it out. And so, but when do you have something that's going to talk about self-publish? Do you have something that talks specifically about
We
self-publishing?
do.
Pretty soon.
We
Okay.
do. So it looks like she's kind of got a series going. So Jeannie Hart is published
Oh,
author,
yes.
editor.
She does a beautiful job.
yes.
Oh my gosh, yes, I've seen some of her stuff.
So she kind of right now she's got writing classes for like first it's the children's class and then the adults class.
Okay.
So then that turns into how to make your writing shine. So then beyond that she'll start with her editing classes. And then her self-publishing classes. It's just kind of a curriculum she does, and she just repeats it every year, and the program gets stronger every year.
when she gets to self-publishing, I would love to come in. And,
Okay.
And see that.
I don't forget. I'll call you.
Do you have an idea about what the timeline on that would be?
It'll be Tuesdays. I think that's kind of her thing.
Is it in the
6:30 to
day?
8:30.
Oh, that's in the evening.
and then PM. Mm-hmm.
That's CR night for me
We've got.
because I work with Celebrate Recovery at Epiphany.
Okay, so we'll do it on a Wednesday. Is that good?
I work with Celebrate Recovery Wednesday night in Madison. I have
That's
Tuesdays
awesome.
and Wednesdays are locked up for Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
Because I participate with the one up here at Epiphany, but then they actually let me be in the band, and I just love that the guys let me play in their sandbox.
That's another organization I want to do more outreach with.
Celebrate Recovery?
Yeah,
Oh,
celebrate
yeah.
them with some. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know how fun that would be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
And they're just they're beautiful people. We work with the Hope Center, and it's just cool stuff. You need to get in touch with Matt Driscoll, Christy Driscoll. Do you know Matt
You
Driscoll?
are name dropping. I need a pen.
I
Can
am
I
name
see
dropping.
An ink pen.
I can text you these names.
Yeah,
All you gotta
text
do
me.
is just say who all did we talk about. So you need to hear the main thing is reach out to
Veterans and
the
then
veterans and the
the
CR.
Hope
I
organization.
will make sure and send that
Yes.
to you. And
Those outreach opportunities are my favorite.
Okay.
Today we're doing adults with disabilities and we're we're card making.
Oh,
We're
well,
gonna-
we
Yes.
had Mitzi Burton on.
That's
with
who I'm
Special
working with today.
Olympics.
That's who I'm working with today.
She was on Tuesday, I think. Was it Tuesday or Monday? She was on one day this week.
We
Yeah,
were
it was
supposed
Tuesday.
to
It was
meet.
Tuesday.
We were supposed to meet over Christmas, but COVID got really bad.
Yeah.
Everybody was sick and it didn't work out. So I'm excited about today.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
But yeah. And she was in here because they've got the Polar Plunge coming up to raise money for Special Olympics. And that's not this Sunday, but next. It's the last Sunday in February
Fun.
at the Y, 1 to 3, Mitzi. I think that's right. But yeah, if you want to get in the polar plunge and raise money for a Special Olympics, but all those tie-ins, it's just wonderful. But but good stuff. Talking with
Fun
Laci
stuff.
Beu and Carolyn Head, Willow Oak, all things the arts, and they've got their brochure that's out for January through May, and it is beautiful always. You need to get these. You need to check it out and find something to embrace the arts. For me right now, my real passion is writing. I've just got some things that just need to be put to the page, and but I love all these things. I mean, you talk about leather. Carolyn mentioned leather. I used to do leather work when I was a kid.
Embroidery.
So that's such a nostalgic thing for me. Now what is this right here? Is that macrame?
Yes.
Okay, I love those little heart keychains that you made with
That's
macrame.
the Saturday
It's super
workshop.
cute.
Saturday workshop.
And this is just like portrait sketching, or
Miss Lou Graber. She did with
beautiful.
afternoon arts with kids. It's kind
wow.
of middle school through high school, self-portraits.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. So, man, this is good stuff. So beautiful. I just love it. It's so wonderful. And everybody has a reason to touch the arts. Every single person. We used to. That's one thing, because we're so distracted by our social media and all the things that we watch and listen to and look at. We forget to create beautiful things for people to watch and enjoy and listen to and look at.
Well,
Yes.
it stimulates both sides of the brain, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scientific fact.
You want to stay young? I'm 61 now. Want to stay young? Get involved in the arts. And it just, I mean, that's just a beautiful thing.
I'm 75 and I'm still involved.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, you don't look 75.
The arts is why she's so happy all the time.
There you
right?
go.
Yes.
Full of joy.
Yes.
But do you get your kids involved?
Yes. Madison and Peyton are kind of don't talk to us about art for a little while because everything was art for 5 good years of their life.
Yeah.
I think Ollie's going to be my favorite. He's going to be the musician and the fun one that does art with me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, until
fun.
You should see him at the art fest when the bands are there, the different cultures.
Oh yeah,
He is out. Lacey's out there dragging him off the
break
floor.
dancing.
How old is he now?
3. He'll be 4 in July.
That's so fun.
Yes,
He loves the music.
he loves the music.
Yeah, he's the same age as my granddaughter, because my granddaughter will be 4 in May.
We'll have to bring them to Mommy and me one day together.
No, well, they're in Mount Juliet. But I could hit her Mimi, their grandmother, my daughter's mother watches them a lot of the time. So I might be able to talk Teresa into coming up here. She's always looking for something to do with the kids. I just wish it was a little bit
Great.
closer.
Great
Yeah.
thing to do.
Well, see, I really want to get. I want to get my grandson Rowan up here to take classes at with Perry Myers for the summer band camps that he does, because he's interested in music, and I want I could bring him down for
Right.
camp, and then we could get Anderson tied in with
We have summer
Willow Oak.
camps too.
Oh, I know you do, and they fill up. Are you? Have
We're
you
gonna-
announced them yet?
She came and told me yesterday to be ready. They'll
Okay.
come to me this week, I think, and she's got two additional camps. So it's 7 weeks of camp.
Wow.
And they will fill up
Oh, no.
immediately.
Yeah, that's just it.
I want to see how cool it would be to have 2 camps going on at one time. But then again, I am nuts. I think that would be fun and messy. Like a fiber arts camp and a visual arts camp, and just kind of let them trade when they get bored.
We have the
Yeah.
space to do it.
We have the space to do
What do
it.
you do in the visual arts camp? I'm just kind of curious.
That'll be more hands-on. So they'll play with mediums like pastels, acrylic. They'll learn techniques depending on the camp. Sometimes it's a master artist series or a beginner art where they just make a mess and have fun and try everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had a STEM camp. So visual arts is more of anything with your hands and anything that you can get messy with. So you've got the paints and the pottery and the clay, the pastels, and then with your fiber arts, then and the kids love the fiber arts. That's the basket weaving, learning how to weave with a loom, crocheting. Yeah, the knitting, the mixed media, the threading on mixed media after you create a piece of art, the art journaling, stuff like that.
See, I find that interesting because because with Mom passing and stuff, I've got some things that she's always had in the house. She has Mama Della, her grandmother, my great grandmother, made an egg basket. that I now have possession of that was made by my great grandmother.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know how to begin to make an egg basket. And for years, I had this little bitty basket that she had made that I always just treasured. But now I've got the egg basket, and I'm just like, how did they even start that? I mean, and that was something you made baskets, you needed baskets, you made them.
Right.
And there's, man, it's just like what I was going to say about we've let ourselves get so distracted by our entertainment and our distractions, we don't develop our artistic talents. And we've all got them. I mean, if you study, I love historical fiction and I'll read that stuff all the time. And it's something that's always a part of their life and their studies is developing their musical and their artistic talents. I mean, it's just it's part of their education from the very get-go. And they all do something. They may not be great at music or painting or something, but they've all been taught it.
But if they do it every day, you do become great at it.
You become very good at it.
Great at
So
it.
many people think they don't have, they say, well, I don't have any talent.
Yes,
or
you
anything
do.
like that. But everybody has an artistic spark
Yeah.
in them. I know my sister-in-law, I set up for her and her daughter, my niece, and myself to, what was that first? Was it the pour painting? I think it was the pour painting. Anyway, I set it
first
up
painting
for-
together was
Our
Noel.
first one was a Christmas.
Noel, I remember that.
And,
It's like
and
8 years ago.
Diana only, she went because we wanted her to go, and then she had a blast, and now she's one of our volunteers.
Oh, fun.
So she helps Laci a lot with the gala.
Oh, that's cool. Well, and I tell a story that, I was telling you about. I stopped by one of my friends from Egypt last night, and I taught English second language for several years through my church. And I had one class I was teaching one night, and these were Spanish speakers. And we were working. I wanted to say the woman was from like Honduras. I'm not sure, but she had been coming for several weeks. She comes in one day. She goes, I can play piano. I'm like, what? I said, how long have you been playing? This week. I'm like, what? Oh, I can play piano. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I just can. It's a gift from God. And I'm not kidding. She had never been exposed to a keyboard, never. And I don't know I forget the scenario where she found herself in a keyboard and she just started picking it out. And she goes, and I just could do it. It was breathtaking.
How magical.
It was. I was just
Right?
like, what?
Yeah.
And quite jealous.
Uh-huh.
Quite
That's what I was
jealous.
gonna say.
But we got her a keyboard.
That's
We
awesome.
we reached out and found somebody that had a keyboard in their closet that they weren't using and got her a keyboard, and you would have thought we gave her gold. And it was just the coolest. I mean, it was one of the coolest experiences of my life is seeing this. She's like, I don't know where it came from. It was just a gift.
That's awesome.
And it was breathtaking because you see these little kids that sit down at a keyboard and they can just pick it out. And she goes, I could just hear the song in my head. And she just,
Most people have that talent.
and I
will
was
say
like, wow.
I have a dear friend that
Yeah.
she started, her parents sent her for piano lessons, and after 3 weeks, the teacher said, don't bring her back. She's wasting my time and hers because I give her something that I want her to learn to play. And she goes home and comes back and plays it like she hears it in her head, but much more than she's supposed to play. She's
That's
just-
incredible.
Yeah.
In other words, I can't teach her because she's got something that we can't explain.
Right.
These prodigies exist.
Yeah,
Yes,
they do. And that's the reason I tell that story. You have no idea what you might be able to do.
And
No
it's
idea.
not just musicians. Somebody said the other day the hardest thing for people are having a hard time finding like sewing machine vendors who fix and repair sewing machines. There's some 12, 13-year-olds who don't know how much they enjoy sewing. Then they'll grow up and they'll be these maintenance for sewing machine people. And it's just all a culture that we got to make sure that we nurture, right?
I had absolutely,
Yes.
and I had one of my students, a young man, big, tall, strapping young man, and he was talking the other day about needing to get out his sewing machine. I'm like, awesome. I wasn't expecting. I said, you sew? He goes, yeah, I love to sew. I was like, I love it. Your mom and daddy, they're just awesome because they've nurtured that and said, yeah, you can learn to do this. It's not, it's not girls sew. Anybody can sew. And it's just, I just loved it. I thought that was so cool.
It's a hobby to have,
Yeah.
right?
It is a great,
T-shirt, blankets,
yeah.
repair clothes. I follow a guy on TikTok who upcycles old lace tablecloths into outfits. I'm like,
One of the other life skills we're working toward is something that we've done in the past, but cooking classes.
Oh, culinary.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name drop, but I heard Hannah Sadler maybe. Oh, I did.
Oh,
Leading some cooking classes.
you're kidding.
Yes, giving us some pointers on how to set the kitchen up. Birdette's donated some commercial kitchen. I hear we have a courtyard. We could put raised garden beds in it, learn how to cook from herbs.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Oh, Hannah, I love
Give
her.
them a building, they shall work.
Yeah, I love. You're so funny. You're so funny. That is wonderful. It was so. I got a like a gift bag from Laci College of Arts the other day, and it had a wooden spoon in there with Laci on it. You know, for the culinary arts. People forget cooking is part of the arts, or it can be. There's just, I mean, all these things, guys. All these things.
Yes.
So.
Right here
What
in
else-
Springfield.
What are we missing, guys? Because we've been sitting here just ranting.
So the
and
Willow Oak,
talking
the
and
Roger Bunch
visiting.
Concert and Event Hall. Let's go talk about that.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick though? I see my friend Karen Baucom on here. Theater.
That class filled up.
Well,
It's
I know her.
closed.
She and I used to go to church.
She's
together.
electric.
Yes,
Electric.
she's
That's a
wonderful.
good word.
I've known her for many, many, many years, and when I saw that she had an affiliation with you guys now, I'm like, oh, big win. Because she's awesome. She is awesome. I know her family.
I just found out yesterday her degree is in art. She has an art degree.
Okay, I didn't know that, but yeah,
Yeah.
they used to work at camps and different things like that, and we went to church together for years and years and years. And I'd kind of lost track of them, and I saw her pop up, and I'm like, what? But yeah,
How fun.
She's awesome.
They're gonna learn how
Anyway.
to do this performing arts, and then they're gonna be the ones performing
I
for
love
Robertson
it.
County Players.
Oh, fun!
So fun. Performing in the Willow Oak Corral.
There you go.
Yeah.
Push that.
I'm passive aggressive today
Yes,
with
you
you.
are.
I'm gonna stop.
She's gonna love her, and you don't have time for nothing. You're just like you're calling me out on it. I know,
About
but you
some
know.
of the concerts we have.
Yes.
Yeah. What are we missing, guys?
The Roger Bunch Concert and Event Hall.
Oh,
Check it out. We realized it's a need. We have yet to have a concert that's not almost to capacity, so that's fun. Behind the Hits with, you probably know these names, Carolyn Dawn Johnson, Rebecca Lynn Howard, right? And then they're gonna be here working with Springfield Songs and Stories. He's awesome. Jace, and then we've got a Cajun and Country concert coming up in March. Spring concert with the chorale. Children's chorus has a little over a dozen kids in it again.
oh wow!
They're doing some
I
fun
love
stuff.
to hear the kids sing. Their little voices are so sweet and beautiful.
Dr. Causey's co-directing the chorale. Dr.
I
Causey.
love Dr. Causey.
Don't
But,
wait.
yes.
we do.
And
Yeah.
and he was the one that was trying to get me involved in the chorale. And that's what happened as I ended up working with the Epiphany Praise and Worship Band for CR.
I got him involved in the crowd.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's cool. Now, does his bride sing as well? Does she? I thought she was in it as well.
So I met her when my very first class teaching at Willow Oak because I taught her photography. That was my
Oh,
very first.
okay.
Yeah.
Great family.
Great family.
Great family. I love that he's still involved in that stuff. But I love the little picture of the kids' choir. It's so sweet, so wonderful. So we've got coming up. You've got Behind the Hits coming up on the 16th. I mean, that's like
That's right.
that's in a minute. Did you say there's still
Yes.
tickets available for that?
Oh, yes, there's still tickets.
That'll be next Friday.
We can't guarantee that they're at the door. There's Cash Bar,
Okay.
cutest bartender in Robertson County.
Yeah. But anyway. But we've got the
It's only a
the
matter of
concert.
time I get in trouble on the radio.
We have the concert coming up, not this Friday, but next Friday.
Yes.
So next Friday, and then we've got on March 16th, and who is that? To be announced.
It's Runner of the Woods. He is TBA. It's Runner. It's
I was
a
trying to pronounce TBA. Which means
More-
to be announced.
yes. We've got all this information coming.
I'm sleepy.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't got in trouble. You got in trouble. We're all good. Let's talk about how we pay for all this. Let's do that real quick.
Do that real quick.
Here we go. So the gala's coming up, and what most people don't know, and I'm shouting this to the rooftops because I love data, our program income is only 18% of our budget. It only creates 18% of the budget. So this masquerade gala that we have is a big deal.
bet.
It helps fund the expansion and the continuation of these programs, all these ideas. Part of that will it will fund Art Fest, where we have 5,000. Hopefully one day 5,000 people. We got 5,000 people coming to Art in the Park. These are 2 free festivals that we host to the community every year. All that's got to come from somewhere, right? We've got grants, we've got some foundations, but individual contributions, all that fun stuff, corporate sponsorships. Willow Oak's got a pretty decent marketing person. We get your name back out there in return. I know.
Laci Beu.
I know, I'm so humble. But yes,
VIvio.
and then just come hang out with us. It's a fun
And
stuff.
some of us on the board help her.
Yeah, I think Carolyn does
Listen,
a lot.
I just make the things pretty, and then they go do all that fun stuff, the meetings and all that.
Y'all are so much fun.
Y'all just stop by and hang out with us. We're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you see the lights on, there's something going on, just stop in.
See what's happening.
See what's happening.
Yeah, come in, and if you we'll give you a tour, and we'll, if there are classes going on, we'll peek in. You can see.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
All things Willow Oak. Get ready for the gala. And, well, my little folder fell down. We will get you back in before the gala, of course, and all that.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got to do that. So just let me know when you want to come back. And I'm so glad to see you and visit with you. It's wonderful.
Good to be here.
We are out of time, y'all.
Awesome.
I didn't even take a commercial, and we.
So I'll tell you what, just holler at us next time when you got 7 to 8, because we could fill it up, couldn't we?
You want it? All right.
Yes,
We'll do it.
let's
We'll
do that.
Let's we'll take a couple of weeks and then.
Is anybody ready for me for a whole hour?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can handle it.
I'll come with the
Anyway,
skit.
you got to bring me some of these for the arts.
You got it.
So I got
Here.
for my leave me a couple and I'll hand them to my art teacher across the hall. She would love me.
Awesome.
But anyway, thank
Well,
you
thanks
so
for
much.
having us and chatting with us.
Always. Thank you, Carolyn. Good to see you. Always
Keep
good to
April
see you.
20th open.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll get tickets.
Gotcha. Love y'all. Thank
it.
you for joining us. That is all things Willow Oak right here on 1100 WSGI. And as they make the transition and we let all things United Way make their way into the room, I want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. New name, same great company. You need to be a part of everything they have going on. If you need help in the real estate community, cannot say enough about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards. They were here on Monday. If you have some questions, that would be a really good show to listen to because it talks a little bit about what they're projecting in the housing market, what they're expecting. We talked a little bit about how a lot of people are saying, well, I'm going to wait until this happens before I get a house. The thing is, whenever the housing prices come down, usually the interest rates go up, vice versa. It just kind of all balances out. And Barry says, don't wait. They're not making any more real estate. So if you're thinking about buying, whatever you're thinking about doing, now's the time to do it. And if you have, with the economy being what it is, some people get into a bind. We were talking about somebody that I was made aware of that was in a crisis with their mortgage because they'd gotten behind, they'd lost a job and different things like that. And he said, people don't realize that when you get in that situation, call a realtor because they might be able to help you refinance. Just go ahead and sell the house, keep it from being foreclosed. That is one of the calls that, if you've got a friend that's dealing with some kind of a thing that's gotten behind in a mortgage, call a realtor because they are uniquely qualified to help them. So just really keep that in mind. Rebecca's number is 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Barry works out of the Springfield office. He is the broker here in Springfield, has an office around the downtown square. Rebecca is the agent out of White House. And again, new name, same great company. Same great team, but it's Exit Prime Realty now. Just Google them. Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, Barry Richards, Exit Prime Realty, and you'll find out all the things. Great friends of this program, and when you talk to them, you know what to tell them. You turn some show. Hello.
Morning.
Hello. Good morning.
We are. I don't feel right out of Bush Hill, but I'm glad I'm putting off that appearance. So that's
You're so
good.
cute.
That's good. I hadn't had enough coffee in me yet. So we're working on it.
I was telling them I was in Murfreesboro until late last night because I have my teach now, my EPP. I'm all acronyms because I'm a teacher now, Education Preparedness Program. And so I have to take these classes for my teaching certification. So I was very late last night getting home. But I'm awake.
Good morning.
Hi.
Morning, you here?
Tiffany Thomson, Brian Pulley in the house from United Way. And there we go. What are we going to talk about today, y'all?
Oh, well, I'm going to put it at the top of the list because it always ends up being the PS, but we're going to talk about VITA a little bit today.
Yes.
I was going to ask you some questions because I've had some people ask me questions, so I would love
Okay.
to get. I want to be informed.
Okay.
He wants to go. ask
Question
Tiffany.
and answer. Here's
So I figured rather than do this, we'll just do it now.
right. Ask Tiffany. Yes, I love it.
Oh, we're gonna do a show just ask Tiffany.
Ask Tiffany. I've always kind of wanted to be like the Ann Landers, you know, the advice column lady. So
Dating
Oh, that
yourself
could be
there a little
fun.
bit.
I know. I am dating myself.
I'm
an
way
old
older.
lady.
I'm way older than y'all, so trust me.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Ann Landers just came out in the paper. When it was original.
I
That old.
I had a couple people in Louisiana last week tell me I didn't look as old as I am. So I'm like, thank you. I'll
that
take
with you,
it.
carry
I
it
know.
for a while. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but I'm
enjoy
old.
that.
I'm an old lady. Yep.
Yeah, you are not.
Anyway, so what were your questions, Brian? Let's do this.
Well, just in general, okay, let's say we have someone, because I had a personal acquaintance that was saying, I need to get my taxes done, and they were thinking about going to one of the quick places, which I advise them, please do not do that. They are single mom, 2 kids, and really want to maximize their tax refund because they need a vehicle. They need to some money to put down on a vehicle or to purchase a used vehicle. And so definitely qualify for our parameters. But as far as like options on virtual versus they have 2 young kids that they will have with them, can they bring their children if they come in and make an appointment? All that kind of stuff. So just what would you advise them to do to most efficient way to go ahead and get it done so they can get their refund so they can get that second vehicle?
I don't know anything about the children part. If you can, I think you can take your kids with you. The thing, there's also an option. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. VITA is our free tax program. Anybody that makes under $70,000 household income a year qualifies for VITA. They can make an appointment on getmyrefund.com. You can go to United Way and type in free taxes in the search bar. It'll take you there. You can schedule an appointment. Or you can upload it too. And actually, here's another website. If you make over $70,000 household income, you can also get your taxes done for free. So that's just more of an uploading, and it goes to experts, and then they bring it back to you. So I don't know if she can take her kids, but she definitely has the option just to upload it and can do it from her own home. If you can upload a picture onto Facebook, you can do it. Upload the documents, and we have a lot of virtual volunteers that are working on it. And these are trained professionals, just as well trained, if not better trained, than anybody at any of the quick tax places. Except for they're not going to charge you. This is going to be 100% free. And so that maximizes the amount of money that you can have back in for your down payment on your car or home improvements. Or if you I remember once we got our tax refunds and I just put it in the bank knowing that I could take, $400 a month for our food, out of that account.
Income.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, here's our food budget for the year from our tax refunds. And so, being in that situation ourselves, especially when our kids were little, like our taxes made or break us every year. So it's super important income for families like mine that, you just have a lot going on. So anyway,
Kids.
I do. I have 5 kids, and when my kids were little, there's no way we could afford 4 kids in daycare. So there was like, we were struggling. So anyway, I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to need your taxes really bad. I didn't have the option of getting them free. I didn't, at least if we had that option, I didn't know about it. So I would pay hundreds of dollars every year to get my taxes done because I needed it done by a professional. And so this will be done by people who are trained professionals. Obviously, if you're volunteering to do people's taxes, you are a numbers nerd and you love it. And so do that, or you can call, make an appointment ahead of time. They're open Saturdays at the Board of Education. There's also, I've put around a few yard signs. If you come to my office on the corner of 5th and Main in downtown Springfield, there's a QR code. You can just scan off of that, or you can find us on Facebook and scan it off of that. There's a lot of places to find all the links that you need. I put in flyers in the library yesterday. But we need to do 14,000 people's taxes in the greater Nashville footprint. That's a lot of people. We're willing to do it for free.
I love it.
And so and that includes people over the $70,000 income line. So we're encouraging everybody that possibly can to do their taxes through United Way this year.
What do you mean you need to do that many?
Well, we got a grant from the IRS, and they give us goals when they give us a grant.
Gotcha.
We're going to give you this much money because we want you to do this. Now, we're not going to lose our funding if we don't meet the $14,000, but that's the goal that they've given us to achieve, and they give us the amount of money to do that. To achieve that. So we're just asking everybody and anybody who's doing their taxes this year, which y'all should be.
Do you to do the Saturday at the Board of Education, you need to make an appointment for that, correct?
Yes, that is preferred to make an appointment. So
And also will be more timely on your if you have an appointment, you'll get you out of there quicker.
yeah,
You've
you can get in and out if you. So yeah, that's what we got going on with VITA. It's one of those things you're like, I've got this free thing that everybody needs, but I don't know how to tell people I have it. So
What I just did this morning, so like if you're like, I don't know where to find this, or whatever, it's just type in VITA United Way Greater Nashville in your Google search bar, and click the link, and it popped up, and it's self-explanatory. I understood it from there, so if I understand it, I'm sure everybody else can too. It's very easy. It has you find your locations. The website is very user friendly. So just VITA United Way Greater Nashville in your search.
And you'll end up going over here to 800 MS Couts Boulevard. That's the central office for the Robertson County Schools, and that's where they're facilitated out of.
Yep.
So very easy to find, and it's a great opportunity. People don't realize they're leaving money on the table if they don't have somebody that knows what they're doing about taxes. Yeah, I tell everybody, it's just it is worth your time. It's worth your effort. I was in a store that I will not name, and there was some kind of a tax prep set up, and there was somebody sitting there, and it was like an instant money thing, and I wanted to just grab them and go, no,
Do it.
right.
don't let
Well,
them,
there are a lot of tax preparing programs that are predatory
Yeah.
on people who
I
are
don't think this was that.
desperate
but, yeah.
for money, but there are, and I want people to be aware that there are ones that are like, oh, we'll give you a payday loan for your taxes at like 100% interest, or I don't know, and they really take advantage of people who really need help. And so that's always frustrating to me when people prey upon, people that are struggling. They're like, oh, I know they're desperate, so we'll give them this offer they can't refuse.
I had a class I did before. Well, it's like as I was as we're building the audio video program, I was teaching like business communications kind of stuff. And I had a little section I did on predatory lending. And we did the math on what it cost you to get a payday loan versus, just a loan from a bank. And it was astronomical. I mean, or just comparing a payday type loan to just a credit card. Credit cards are astronomical, but when you look at the comparison, people just don't realize what they're charging you. I mean, it is like you said, 100. I mean, it's just insane. The interest rates they're charging you. It's crazy.
There's a reason, if you look around, why there are so many of those places.
Oh yeah,
It's a extremely profitable,
Loan sharks, man.
extremely profitable business.
Legal loan sharks.
And,
yes, it's legal
and
loan
so
shark.
know that too with the tax. That's a business, okay? They're making money off of you. They're not doing you any favors by getting you a check quickly. They're taking your money.
Yes, they are.
And so I know that there's a desire there to get it back as quickly as you possibly can, but you're costing yourself money. It's short term gain, and you're sacrificing the long term, what you could be getting back. And like I said, if you have children, especially, you need to maximize those refunds, because there's child tax care credits that you can get back, and there's things that you can do especially if you're a single parent, like the one I'm referring to. So, I mean, it's just, and these people are here. They're here to help. That's what they want to do. They want to help you make sure you get every dollar that you got coming to you, so that you can use that money the best way you can. So please go use them. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on you.
I got to tell you a funny story, and sometimes we do chase rabbits, but our youth minister at Madison is the predatory lending is one of his things that he just can't stand. So he has they host mission groups and all this kind of stuff at our church, because we're considered inner city now, and so we'll have groups come and stay at our church, and they'll do mission work inside the community. And so one day there's a predatory loan place very near us, and so they go out there and they're circling the building, and they've got their hands on it and they're praying.
There you go.
They put Jesus on the building.
Yeah, then it closed. And the man, whoever's working there, they come out, they go, "Can we help you?" And it's like, "We're just praying. We're just praying. We're just praying over y'all." Okay. It's just so funny. But he was telling that in a staff meeting one day, and I was like, "You're going."
That is
You just cracked me up. But he was like praying on the building. He's just so
Please keep people away from this place.
People will drop off they'll drop off pens and cups and things from those places at our school, at our church, and I throw them in the trash. So don't bring them in my sight because I won't promote you. And because I mean, Nate's gotten on me, man.
That's
I
just
never,
wrong,
I
man.
never
To the schools?
Yes, I have seen those payday loan things come into schools. Yes,
That's
sir.
very similar. It reminds me of the, I'm going
Yep.
to call them by name, the old Discover card that used to set up on college campuses.
No.
To get freshmen like myself
Yeah,
that
I got in
didn't,
trouble.
that didn't know what
When I was a
23%
kid.
interest was on a credit
Yeah.
card, and then all of a sudden you got a credit card bill you can't afford.
Man, I got in trouble. I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm not really. But I mean,
Part of
but
the
I was
learning
like,
experience.
Yes,
But
and I was
they
like,
cut, they put regulations in to ban that for a
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
I can't believe they would bring stuff to high school kids.
I have seen it,
That
and,
is
and I guess
insane,
it'll
man.
get set in like the teachers' lounge
Yeah.
area, and if it gets set in my place, I chunk it. But yes, I have seen it in the halls at school a couple of times.
Well, and
And who, it could be a kid bringing it in for a parent going, hey, take this to school. Because, they're parents, and you hate to say too much because sometimes parents work for these
I mean,
places.
it's legitimate.
It's their-
it's
it's
a
their income,
legitimate
so it's like-
business in
yeah.
law, but
So it's hard. but-
ethically
yeah.
for what we do, we know the downside of it. And I know sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, if you have a choice, please do not do that.
Don't do that,
It gets
yeah.
in a horrific cycle that it's hard to get out of that once you get into it. It's very similar to having credit cards. Like once you're locked into it, and it's just you now committed to payments for the rest of your life. So
I had a question on a test when I was doing the business community. Should you ever take out a payday loan? And the answer was never.
never.
And that was the only way you got it right, is never. And anyway, we're talking with Tiffany Thomson, Brian Pulley, United Way, all things United Way. We mentioned the school board office. I want to just kind of tag into that. They're going to have a job fair coming up. So save the date. This is if you want to do something within Robertson County Schools, but it is happening on Tuesday, March 12th. Tuesday, March 12th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Same place where you go for your VITA taxes. It's that school board office, and it's over there at 800 MS Couts Boulevard, Couts Boulevard, and it's just off Central. But that is March 12th, 2 to 6 p.m. We'll talk more about it. That is what opened the door to my job. I went to a job fair and applied to be, because I love teaching English second language. I was wanting to start a pathway to become an ELL teacher, an English language learner, and was going to have to go back to school. But I started talking to him at Springfield because that's where I was like, well, they don't start till 8:30. I can work there, still do radio, and talk to Mr. Staggs at the time. And that's what I was going to do. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was starting to look at schools and where I could start my education plan. And I get a call from Dr. Osborne at Greenbrier. Oh, we want to do an audio video program. And so that's how that opened the door to my job I'm at now. And I absolutely love it. If you're interested in putting your toe in the water at Robertson County Schools, go see what they've got. That again is annual job fair, March 12th, Tuesday, 2 to 6 p.m. So I'm done.
they've got great benefits.
Yeah, they do.
They have fantastic benefits. My husband just qualified for benefits, and
There you go.
I can
It's
tell you
nice.
it's made a huge difference in our budget.
Well, and here, I talk about retiring into teaching. My husband and I both have arthritis, and people don't realize he's a heart patient. He had atrial fib and atrial flutter that pretty much kept him in the hospital for 10 years. And he's fine now. He's stable, but it was a long journey. So we don't dare go without good insurance because you think something could happen. We don't expect it to. Something could.
Yeah.
And so we've got to have good insurance. And so that was part of the initiative looking into working in the school system. We love it. We absolutely, and he's teaching now. We're having so much fun. We just can't believe we get to do this every day. And I'm not kidding. Now I'm tired. I don't like these late night classes, but it's part of it.
Right.
They're not just going to shove these they're not just going to let us come out of the careers and just go into the classroom. There's a method to it, and we are learning a lot. It's just a lot your first couple of years of teaching, and you're in school too, and it's like, but it's all good.
All good.
Do it. Go. Retire into teaching, you guys. Come on, my generation. What else you got for us?
Well, we got to talk about our cleanup project. That's a big thing going on.
Yes, I saw
February
that. How's the
20th.
volunteers going?
Oh my goodness. If you would have asked me yesterday morning, I would have been disappointed. Today, I'm on fire about it. We're doing pretty good. We have commitment from Electrolux and 10 people per shift. And,
wonderful.
So that was a huge thing for us. We've got a commitment from I think we have a beta club that's coming, and we've got, and then I sent it out to all staff yesterday with United Way. I got people coming up from Nashville that are, so I think we're going to be fine. Our big thing right now, though, is with any construction project, you find hidden costs.
Oh, of course.
And so one of the things is, we got to level the playing field literally here. And we've got some dirt that's donated, but we need dump trucks to get the dirt to the site, and that's going to cost us some money. And so we need a little bit more sponsorships. We have a great package that United Way professionals put together for this nonprofit to show how we can do sponsorships. And so if you're interested in a sponsorship, having your name out on that field where families are going to gather at least, several times a week, we would love to have you jump on board with that sponsorship. And so you can either
Dump trucks.
Yeah, we need dump trucks. If we could have 50 dump trucks today to go move some dirt today, that would solve our problem.
Well, I know a few people with dump trucks. So
Okay, yes.
I'll make some
And he was
calls.
trying to get it in before it rained, correct?
Yeah,
That'd be easy.
I really want to get it before it rains. I can. I don't think he would mind. I know he wouldn't mind. I'm going to give you Randall's number right here on the air because he's the man taking care of the plan. We're just support. So all right, pops right up because he's on speed dial these days. All right, his number is 706-627-7863.
One more time.
706-627-7863. And I can also type that in the comments later.
Okay, that'd be great. And that's Randall.
That's Randall or Pierre, however you know him. He goes by both names, and so
Pierre's his DJ name.
and Pierre's and his Facebook name. So that's our new curveball that we're dealing with, but that's what happens with any project, right? You find out things, and so we didn't realize how unlevel the playing field was, and so I don't know if we didn't realize, we just we knew it had to be leveled. It's just more than we expected, I think.
And
So
you've got the dirt coming from where?
You said it was
know?
White House.
yeah, White House.
We get the location.
I
It's in
remember the
White
last
House, I
name's
believe.
Fuqua. That's all I remember. Some
Fuquay. You're
Fuquay.
around here. It's not Fuqua. Fuquay. I'll
Fuquay.
fix it. It's like
I
I know. It's not.
I'm
it's
showing.
not- It's not Demon Brewing. It's not Lafayette.
Demon
It's
Brewing.
Lafayette, Demumbrium,
Yeah.
Fuquay.
I try so hard to not look like a foreigner, but every
It's not
once in a while,
Lebanon either. It's Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Yeah. there's-
Come on.
every once in a while, my foreigner shows through, y'all.
Oh, it's so
okay.
funny.
It's all good.
I know. This is why. Anyway.
They would have fun with us where you're from too. So
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness! They'd be like, just talk,
Yeah.
just talk. Can I hear you talk? I just want to hear you talk.
Brian Wilson up at 99.7 one day said something, and it was one like Ellington Freeway or something. And I called him. I was like, it's Ellington Parkway.
yeah.
He's like, thank you. I was like, the little things.
It's a
when
little
you
thing.
know,
And
I
every
was like,
place has them. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, I
you
can't
kind
remember what
of
it was
your little tail.
specifically,
Yeah.
Freeway is
Don't
definitely
say
one of those
that.
words they don't say around. They don't say
No.
freeway around here.
I can't remember what he exactly said, but it really gave him away as not being from around here.
I know. I'm working on it, y'all. I got here
Yeah.
as fast as I could. I didn't.
Welcome.
Wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I
I'm
could.
gonna be honest with you too. I was driving back in. I love Murfreesboro. My husband and I, we lived there briefly when we married. I mean, very briefly, and it's okay. But I was coming up through that side of town of Nashville, and it's just like as I got north of town and I crossed the ridge, the gateway to Robertson County. I'm like, I'm home. I mean, it's just so much prettier up here. It's just
Right?
I'm just saying. There's just like something. It's like, oh,
Just saying, though.
I love it.
If I showed y'all the name of the street I grew up on, I bet none of you would be able to pronounce it.
I'm sure
Spell
we
it.
would.
It's Yeibitchai.
You
See?
betcha.
You betcha.
I got to write it out.
I know.
Yeah, I'd have to see it on paper.
That was really close though for hearing it.
Yeah.
It's
Write it on paper before we give it away. I
I'm
gotta
sure
do
we
it.
would mangle it in some different ways for
Yeah,
sure.
I got to do an ad too. Because this is out. Is this in Utah?
No, it's Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
Born and raised Arizona. In a town,
I have no idea.
a town
Take a shot.
spelled like Prescott, but it's pronounced Prescott. So that's another. So I'm used to catching foreigners.
You betcha is what I'd say.
How
Yeah,
do you say it?
it's Yeibitchai.
Yabashay.
Yeah,
You got to have that little French thing on there.
It's
right?
it's actually Native American. So like my whole development, I guess, where my parents' house is all Native American names, and so
There's like a French sound to it.
Yeibitchai.
Yeah, I don't know, like a Cajun kind of feel.
Oh, it does.
Hey, it's almost kind of got a
A Cajun.
Cajun twist at the end, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's interesting. That's it. I figured as soon as you told me up north, I can do some of the names because we're my
Yeah.
husband. Well, see, and I'm from Boaz. How do you say that?
I would have
Boaz.
said Boaz.
Boaz.
Bows.
We say Bows.
Okay.
Bows.
Yeah, it's in the
The only
Bible.
raise
it's
I would
Boaz,
say, I would
but
say
we
Boaz from that, and there, a Boaz in Montana or somewhere.
Boaz.
That's
and
Bowman.
Pretty
Bowman,
much.
okay.
People will say Boaz, but if, you're
Bozeman.
from, if you're
Bozeman.
from West
say
Kentucky, Boaz, it's Bows.
Yeah, Bozeman, Montana. I've lived in Montana.
Oh well, we're just going down all kinds of rabbit
know.
holes because we can.
Right,
We're
but-
friends and we
but
like
that-
to talk.
Hey, back to our project though. Okay, you get
Let me get a
your
break and then we'll come
Sounds
back
good.
to the talk. I don't want to neglect to talk about my friends, the Myers. I mentioned Perry and talking about the whenever we had Laci and Carolyn in just a minute ago, we were talking about the band camps and all that kind of stuff. You need to reach out to him at Mr. Perry's, but you also need to reach out to his lovely bride because Katie is just fabulous at what she does. It's Katie Did It Designs. Katie Did It Designs. I'm working on trying to get my bearings in my house. I can bring her in and say, okay, here's what I'm wanting to do. What do you think? And we're going to do kind of a consult kind of visit. She will do a free estimate for you. But what I'm wanting her to do is I'm wanting her to come in and make some recommendations, not really a do-it-yourself thing, because I'm pretty good at finding the things once you kind of tell me what I need to do and kind of help me with my color selection. I need new eyes on it. And so she goes, well, we'll just figure it out when I get there and what it's, we can custom make what you need. I mean, whether you need a do-it-yourself project where you want her to give you the links to all the different things and make color recommendations and paint recommendations and all those things, she can give you all the links. That's one thing. She can do a free consultation if you're considering having her come in and just do it start to finish, or she can customize something like she's going to do for me, just helping me because I'm not good at it and I need a fresh set of eyes because we're going to really kind of change things up in my house and I really want it to be something I can leave alone for a while and not be like, oh, I've painted my cabinets 3 times, guys, and I still don't like them. I need some help. And so she can do all of those things. You can follow her on katiediditdesigns.com. Make sure and put the S on the end of the designs. katiediditdesigns.com. She has Facebook presence. You can go in and see the befores and afters. Now, don't expect her to tell you whose house it is because like mine, I'm not sure I'm going to want you to know it's mine once we go before and after. Like it looks really bad in places now. But man, beautiful stuff that she's finished up. Get in touch with her today. She'll custom make a package just for you. katiediditdesigns.com. katiediditdesigns.com. Katie, Katy. Did It Designs with an S. Get in touch with her. Get in touch with Perry too, and talk to them about all the things that Myers family's doing, and tell them you turned Cincha. Okay, that to you.
All right. So yeah, I guess we're just finishing up about the thing. If you want to sponsor or if you want to come volunteer, we do have some slots still available if you want. But I just really want everybody to just see the beautiful thing that this has become with the community coming around this project and really wanting to make this location a better place for children to play and families to thrive. And so I'm pretty excited about it.
Tell them the location and the whole thing again, because
Okay.
we
Yeah.
got
That's right.
off track and then we came back and it's like,
It's
well, what are you
true.
talking
I think some
about?
people might have checked out on the dialect
Yeah.
talk. Okay.
I know. We go down some rabbit holes.
Yeah. So we are the Bransford site where the old Bransford School was. They're still raising funds for that. If you want to donate to that, that's an awesome project to get behind. But until they've come up with some hiccups, and it's going to be a little bit before that gets going. And so until then, the Robertson County Flag Football League, and then they're also going to do street hockey and some other sports. They're going to be using the grounds to play flag football, street hockey. I think they've got maybe some working with a basketball thing and a baseball thing. So they've got all sorts of things is available for all. It's a nonprofit. So if you can afford to put your kid in it for any reason, reach out. They've got scholarships and stuff for children. Every child has the ability to play sports. I know when my kids were little, we couldn't afford even the city fee to play city ball or anything like
It's
that.
expensive.
It's very
Yeah.
expensive.
It can be very expensive.
Very
And so this makes it so that every kid has a chance to get involved in sports. And so, but the fields have been neglected it's been a long time since they've been used and utilized in a positive manner. And so there's a lot of debris, there's broken glass everywhere, there's golf balls everywhere. And so the community's coming together and we're going to clean up the site and they're going to lay some fresh sod and those kids are going to have a great place to play and grow and thrive.
I love it. And we need just all kinds of things. We're talking about the dump trucks. And if you're somebody that wants to help move that dirt that's been donated,
Be huge.
come on, let's do it.
And there's several other in-kind type donations you can make. So I can't really make a financial donation, but I can provide this service, or I can help with this. We can work with you on sponsorships for that too, because it's needed. It's pretty much a ground up project at this point, literally. So any help would
We
be
need
appreciated.
dirt.
Yeah, literally laying down dirt. So
Literally.
it'll be an awesome place for the kids to have in that area. Athletics is a beautiful way for kids to engage in something positive, keeps them out of trouble, gets them around good people, mentors. It's just a really good thing for our community. It's the right thing to do, y'all. So let's come together on this one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's named for Miss Lena Bransford. Miss Lena, they're going to have a night with Miss Lena and Mr. Patterson that they're going to have at Innovation Academy that tells that story about who that's named for.
That's a
Coming up at the
beautiful
end of-
production. If you haven't seen it, I saw it last year. The music is amazing. The vocals on it are just,
I cannot wait.
so it's a beautiful production. And so,
Written by Danny Ashley.
yeah, he did a good job.
Talented guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very much.
And then real fast, I just want to put a plug in for today is the Robertson County Prevention Coalition at noon at the library. We're going to have soup, homemade bread. So come eat with us and talk to us about how we can pour into our kids and make Robertson County a place where all of our children thrive. If a new Tennessee child and TCCY report came out, I'm like, I can't remember what that whole acronym is right now, but it is, it's the report on how our kids and youth are doing in Tennessee, and they then break it out into different counties. It's not good. Our kids aren't doing good. Yeah. Our kids are not thriving. They are a failure. They're like, as a whole, in general, the children in Tennessee right now are a failure to thrive, and we need more people pouring into them. They need connection more than anything. They need you to invest in them. So it's a great way to come to the Prevention Coalition, or come pour into this field so that we can get some kids out there playing. There's a way for all of us to pour into our youth, but it's really going to take all of us to pour into them to make it a better place for them to grow up and thrive.
The idea that ours are not thriving, and that just breaks my heart. But you know what? I'm in the school system.
Yeah.
I meet kids every day that you can just see it in their eyes. There's stuff going on, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do.
I saw that report. The numbers are the numbers. We can say whatever we want to, but like we rank almost near the bottom in several categories.
Can y'all send that to me? I'd like to see that.
I mean, it's not a pretty picture, and it's up to us to change that. You know, I mean, you say, well, the government needs to do something about it. Well, I mean, they can only do so much there. Like we have to, from right here in our community, we can start right here in this county and try to make it a little bit better for our young people.
I think that's the thing where we all are like, well, that the government's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I think that us kind of leaning into that and being like, well, that's their job. That's why we've gotten here. It's because we've left it up to somebody else, and we've not taken responsibility for ourselves.
Right.
And
Or say the teachers need to do this, or the school administration. They're doing
it's a job for all of
they're
us.
doing everything they can. Like we have to give some support on our end too, though, to help with all this. Because I mean, the numbers. It was bad. So I was
Send that to me. And
like
tell them
47,
again.
48 range is what I saw
Yeah,
in several
I can't
categories.
remember exactly
That's
how
only
they look, but-
there's only 2 states below us, y'all. So like
Jeez,
in some of these categories.
So tell them again how they can be a part of this meeting today.
Today, come to the library at noon. It's the Robertson County Prevention Coalition. We'll feed you, and we just want to hear your voice. How is it that you can help contribute to being a problem solver?
Sounds good. Tiffany Thomson, Brian Pulley, United Way. We got a good one here in Robertson County, y'all. You need to be a part of what they got going on. Just reach out to them at United Way, Robertson County, United Way Greater Nashville, Robertson County. You can reach out to them and find out more. And I do know, let's not let it slide that she mentioned homemade bread. I'm thinking it's probably from your kitchen. Sourdough.
It's rising right now. Sourdough bread.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
I'll be baking it when I get done.
I've experienced that. And
I can't make this meeting just give me a little aside. Just will be a little
I
aside.
couldn't let that slide because it's so good. Thank you for what you gave me. Anyway, love my friends from United Way. Reach out to them today. Find out where you can plug in. Have a wonderful day. This is 1100 WSGI.